Hello, this is Mike Kilroy, your host for the Main Street Sports Show here today at Clarion High School at Larry Weiser Field. The field looks great. We have Central Clarion captains and Coach Dave Eggleton here today on our show. Welcome, guys. Thanks for taking some time out. I know it's a long camp, long days, so I appreciate it. You guys coming out. First, let's all introduce ourselves. We'll start here with you, Coach.
Yeah, I'm Coach Eggleton, head coach of the Central Clarion Wildcats.
Jimmy Kerr.
Braylon Beckwith.
Hayden Heinman.
Jace Ferguson.
All right, so that's four captains here for you, Coach Eggleton. Obviously, two very, very successful years here the last few years. Sky's the limit for this team. What are your expectations, and how do you try to get these guys to focus on the here and now? Because obviously the goals are huge for this team.
Yeah, we do have some really big goals for this season, but we focus every day on getting better. We want to leave the practice field every day a little bit better than what we stepped onto it. And if we do that, the rest will take care of itself. It's not about looking past an opponent or looking at the end of the season. We're looking at each day individually and trying to be the best team we can be each day.
And, you're 4 days into the heat week. What are your first initial impressions of this team? Obviously, it's early. You're trying to get your bearings. Everyone's trying to get back into the swing of things. But what are your early impressions so far?
Yeah, I think we're going in the right direction. We're 4 days into heat week, but we just came off of a team camp where we were there for 4 days as well. And just right now the team bonding, I think, is really strong. We're really happy with the guys that are stepping up and taking positions that needed filled. And we're excited about the guys we have coming back too.
All right, Jimmy, I want to talk to you a little bit. You're kind of the anchor here of this line. You've gotten some big college looks. Your future looks very bright. What are your goals for this year? Obviously, your goals are probably in line with a lot of these guys. You want to get that district championship again. You want to get to that state tournament and go further than you did last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of our goals are pretty much the same here. We all know what we have to do, but he kind of covered it. Like every day, just working to get better, one day at a time. But in the end, we do know what the goal is, and yeah. Yeah,
and how about you? I mean, this team last year did some amazing things. Trying to go into this year, are you trying not to focus too much on last year being last year, and this is a new year, new group? Just do what you guys do best.
Just try to do best at what we can do, and then figure out later how to build off of that and keep going.
All right, let's pass it down to you. You're another big part of this team. You're moving from a little bit of a tight end / line position to a line position. How's that transition been going for you so far?
It's been going pretty well. This past week we've been really hitting the technique side of things because we can't hit yet. So I've been working on my steps and where my hands go and everything like that, and pulling a lot. But it's been going pretty easy and pretty smooth.
Yeah, and like you say, you played a lot on the line. You were basically a sixth lineman at that tight end position, so you have a lot of experience there. And Jace, talk to you a little bit. Just every year you've put up big numbers. Last year, huge numbers. Do you try not to top that? Do you go into a season thinking, I'm going to try to top what I did, or you just try to go out and just win football games?
No, yeah, I just try and go. I go 110% everything I do. I just do what's best for the team. For me, it's not about personal accolades or anything. It's for the team winning, and if I don't get the best stats, that's fine, as long as we win and we all have fun. So.
Yeah, what are some of the things you worked on? I'm going to go down the line. What are some of the things you guys worked on this offseason to make yourselves better?
For me, a lot of footwork, timing. Worked with a lot of timing with the younger receivers, even the older receivers too. Just getting that timing down, and then my footwork too. So.
All right. Same question. What did you do this offseason to try to put yourself in the position to be the best player you can be?
As a group, the four of us plus some other guys went to Pharrell every day, 6 days a week, to lift and try to get as strong as we could and as fast as we could. We had a trainer over there that helped us with that a lot. But then Jimmy and I and a couple other linemen would come to the field and stay after and just work on your steps and trying to get that team chemistry, because as a O-line, you kind of have to be one big group and one big unit, so you have to know what everybody else is doing too, just so you can think about what you're doing and help other people whenever they try to step into that position.
All right, same question. Obviously, off seasons are important. You want to put in as much work as you can to get better. I'm sure you guys did the same.
Get healthy. I'll just try to get healthy the whole time, man.
Were you battling an injury, a nagging injury?
I had shoulder surgery in December, so I got cleared in May. So then I went real hard to get back to it, run, lift, whatever I could to get back in.
Was that hard? That must have been hard during that time that you couldn't really do anything, right? Because I'm sure you were chomping at the bit to get some work in, right?
Mentally, it was hard, but the strength came back. But getting back into the mental of it, just pushing myself was hard.
Yeah. And Jimmy, I know you put in a lot of work. We talked about that a little bit this summer.
Yeah, definitely. We went to as many camps. I know this core group. We went to as many camps as we could. You know, C1, we sign up for it. We go to it. You know, a new opportunity to learn something that maybe our coaches aren't teaching us, and we could utilize that to help us be successful. And Hayden said it pretty good. We go to the weight room. We're in the gym a lot, and then also the field right after. And it's really used as a lineman. I worked on using my leverage on the other guy. I really focused on that hand placement because that's really important, and just getting quicker feet.
And Coach, obviously off seasons are important. You can't be with these guys all the time, so they have to do a lot of work on their own. Pretty happy with not just these four, but the other guys, the work they put in this off season?
Yeah, these four guys really take a leadership role over at Farrell's. We have a good group of guys that go there, and then we have a lot of guys that lift in the weight room here at the school that we open it up for too. So I'm real happy with the work they put in the off season. You know, it's the success the last 2 years. That's where it's built at. You know, in that weight room in the off season, and these guys have been leaders there both those years. So.
All right, we're going to take our first break. This is the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet in Dubrook. We're here with Central Clarion's four of their captains, and Coach Dave Eggleton. We'll be back after this break.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a built-in-the-USA super efficient furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Affordable, quiet, and reliable. You can count on your furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Welcome to 12 Series, a veteran-owned and operated company. Want to stand out amongst the crowd? This is the brand for you. They have apparel that ranges from cardio tanks and hoodies to sweat noggin covers. The apparel isn't just designed for the gym, it's designed for everyday life. Whether at work, the range, or at a family outing, 12 Series will turn heads. Find and like 12 Series on Facebook and Instagram.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Welcome back to the Main Street Sports Show. I'm your host, Mike Kilroy. We're here with Central Clarion and four captains. This show is sponsored by Redbank Valley Chevrolet and Dubrook. And this segment, I think we're going to talk a little bit about just some of the strides this program has made over the last 2 years. You had that really rough beginning of the season back in that weird post-COVID year, but toward the end of the season, that's when you really kind of turned the corner. And then these last 2 years, you've been, putting up some big victories and some big numbers. Looking back, What was the big impetus toward the resurgence of this program?
Coming into my first year as a head coach, we knew we'd lost a lot of seniors, a lot of experience. We had a lot of young guys playing that first year, and then the COVID just really everything that could go wrong went wrong. We lost a couple games that we felt like we could win. Not actually lost them, but actually didn't play the games because they canceled on us for whatever reason. We lost our scrimmage that year, and then we ended up picking up a last-minute game, actually 10 a.m. on a Friday. We knew we'd lost our scheduled game, and we picked up a really good Slippery Rock team.
Yeah.
So it was just like everything in that beginning of that first half of that season that could go wrong was going wrong. Everything was out of our control, though. So we just kept working on the things that we could control. We went to practice every day. We tried to get better every day, and we did. It showed there towards the end of the season. And then this group looked at that season, and they decided that was not going to be was not going to be acceptable, And then that next year in the weight room, it just everything blew up. The guys were loading the weight room, and we were getting great numbers out all off season, and it just kept carrying over, And it showed that success the first year. We made that first step, and leaving that field at Westinghouse down in Pittsburgh, leaving against that game, the guys knew that where they had to get to. And then last year we took that next step. We didn't win the game, but we were right there in a slugfest with, in my mind, the best team in the state. They dominated the state title game, just didn't win it. And so, this year it's about taking that next step and where that's going to lead us. We know where we have that capability of going, but it's a matter of doing it now.
Yeah, and now Westinghouse they moved up and then they moved back down. They're not in your class anymore. Kind of a little bit bittersweet because I know to a man you probably kind of wish they were, right? Because maybe you get another third shot at them. But of course you have to get there, right? I mean, you have to play your schedule. You have to win the District 9 championship. You have to get there. But still, you don't have that Westinghouse at the end of the road.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of good teams in our district that we have to take care of first, and when we get to the playoffs, and then there's a lot of good teams still in the western side if we're the team that makes it out of the district. So it's not like it. That's one of many teams that are really just a great program, but you have many others as well.
Yeah, every year it has to be a little bit different, right? Because you lose guys, you have new guys coming up. What's going to be a little bit different this year about this team? Because last year you put up, I think, close to 60 points a game. Your defense held teams, single digits, shutouts. Obviously, you probably can't go in a year thinking that's going to happen again, right? But you want that to happen. But what do you think this group? What's this group's going to be their signature?
I just think the physicality. I think we're a year. A lot of these guys are a year bigger, a year stronger than they were last year. And I just think that we're going to be more physical this year than we were last year. That's going to be our path to success is be physical. And I think we've put ourselves in that position with the work they put in this off season.
All right, Jimmy, I want to talk to you about what are these last year kind of taught you coming into this year about setting goals, what this team's capable of doing.
Yeah, going like week by week, game by game, we knew we had the potential. We knew what we could do. We knew how far we could go, but we just had to do it. And last year, 2 years ago, we really knew we could do it. So just this year we're going in week by week, just head down, and we're gonna grind, and we're gonna get there.
Yeah, same question. What did these last year, the year before, kind of teach you guys about winning, about competing, about what this program's capable of doing?
My ninth grade year, I moved up with Jason and a few other people, and it's not really how I wanted to end the season. So I got in the weight room, as Coach said. We hit the weight room hard. And my sophomore year came out, a lot of good players, and we won a District 9 title. Then we went to Westinghouse, and that's felt terrible there. So we came at it again. And I got a lot of experience from Ryan Hummel in the way he played. he played very physical and very smooth. And
Yeah.
I try to play how he played, honestly.
Yeah, and he played his senior year with a torn ACL,
Mhm.
and nothing says tough like that, right? So, same question for you guys. I mean, a lot of lessons learned here these last 2 years that you can implement this year.
Yeah, I mean, it was my freshman year that was like the first year coming off that COVID year. So I really saw in the beginning of the year, it was a week-to-week thing to where we can win a game, and now we can win 2 games, and we're starting to look really good. So, and now all those guys started to see that, like, if you put in the work, what will happen after, which is success. So now last year, I was a sophomore, and we saw that more and more kids bought into the process, and more kids wanted to stay successful. So this year, I think, like, every time that we progress a year, the freshmen that come up are just as determined to be a starter or be like a key role player as like last year. So they just keep getting better and better, and then you can see it even go down to junior high that it's just a mindset has changed completely. And I think this year our mindset's the same.
Well, that's got to be great to see. Jace, same question for you. You obviously also started as a freshman and kind of went through some of the changes that this program's gone through. How proud are you of the guys and your teammates to kind of pull yourself out of kind of a little bit of a rocky start to kind of get to the point where you guys are now?
Yeah, after playing Westinghouse the past 2 years, we realized where we need to be a really good team. I think we go through our regular season and we could probably play 75% and still win games. Like, we need to play 100% always to be able to beat the Westinghouse, the Farrells, teams like that. So this offseason, I think the guys really recognized that, lifted, got a lot faster, stronger, and yeah, I think that's going to help a lot too.
Yeah, and your game's evolved a lot too over the years. You know, not a lot of rushing yards the first year, a little bit more. And last year, you really exploded in that area. Gonna have a little bit more opportunities to run this year, right?
Yeah, we're adding a lot. I get a lot of freedom now. Coaches trust me with the ball a lot more, where I can pull it on basically any run play. And then, obviously, if everything's covered, I can tuck it and run it too.
Yeah, how dangerous is it going to make this offense? Even more dangerous than it was before.
Yeah, because we got so many slot guys, receiver guys that teams are going to have to worry about. And then if they can cover them all, then I can take off a run too, and they're going to have to break off of that. And if I'm still behind the line, I can still throw it. So it's going to be tough for teams to stop that.
Yeah, and Coach, pass it down to Coach here. You've always been pretty good at kind of putting in little wrinkles here and there, kind of keep the teams honest, because you don't want this offense to get stale. A little bit more wrinkles this year. How excited are you about some of the things that you're putting in for this year?
Yeah, we're putting in a few more RPOs. We worked on that a little bit today. And we don't. And I tell the guys all the time, we don't run a lot of plays. You know, we don't pound in and make kids learn 30 different plays. We just try to run a handful of plays really well out of multiple formations. And our line does a great job of learning those inside and out. They can block about any front you put up there for them. They do a great job of picking it up, and Jace does a great job of audibling and putting us into plays, whether he has to go switch sides or whatever. He does a great job of doing that as well. And that's just stuff that's a luxury to have as a coach, and I'm blessed to have that right now.
All right. One more question before we go to break. You and I have talked a lot about Jace. How much does he continue to impress you with what he's able to do on the field, not just on the field but mentally too, what he brings to the table?
I'm glad he's on my team. I don't have to prepare to play against him. He has the ability to. You can do everything right defensively, and he still can hurt you. And there's very few guys that come through that have that ability. And I think he's probably one of the best I've seen, being able to make something out of nothing. And then just the intelligence, just he can get to his not just his first, his second read, third and fourth read. He knows the offense so well now. It's great. He'll come back after a play, and we'll have a conversation about what he saw and why he went where he went, and what could he have done different, and he knows right away a lot of times when he comes back, like, hey, I should have held and went to this read because the safety did this, and so you might get him once, but he'll come back a lot of times and find that mistake the next time and hurt you.
All right, we're going to take another break. This is the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet in Dubrook. When we come back, we'll do the fun part of our show when we ask some fun questions of these guys. So we'll be back after this break.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kale's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
All right, welcome back. We're going to the Main Street Sports Show. This is Mike Kilroy. We're here with Central Clarion and for their captains, and this show is sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet and Dubrook. And this is the time of the show where we have a little fun. Or I'm going to ask you a fun question here. Start with you, Coach. What is something someone would be surprised to know about you?
Probably that I'm a dance dad outside of football season, so I get stuck picking up my daughters from dance a lot at the dance studio. So. I even got stuck doing a dance. I know Hayden's smiling over there. We did a daddy-daughter dance last spring, so that would be something you might not know.
Yeah, we were talking. These guys were pretty impressed with your moves. So
yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah. All right, same question.
Many people might not know this, but I'm a great hula hooper.
Really?
I am. Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have to prove it one day.
I will.
Okay.
Yep. I'll be practicing.
Okay, we're gonna hold you to that.
I love strawberries. It could be chocolate covered strawberries, chocolate and strawberry milkshake, or just strawberries. They're pretty good.
So you can just eat strawberries all day.
All day.
long.
All
You're like
day.
my daughter. My daughter loves strawberries. So,
Mm-hmm.
How about you? I know the hair is a big thing, right?
Yeah, the hair's a big thing, but I got another one. I'm actually stronger and tougher than my dad. I don't know. You'll see him around. You can ask him, but tell him to put some weight on the squat rack, and we'll see.
Oh, wow. Okay. Throwing down with your dad. Okay. All right.
I'm actually a big hunter. I usually wake up 4 or 5 in the morning, Saturday morning, can barely walk after Friday night game, trying to climb up in my stand. But, yeah, I love to hunt.
Have you gotten anything good? Anything hanging on your walls?
I didn't say I was good at it. I just said I
it's
like
just
to
like you
hunt.
like it, yeah. I got you. You have an interesting story about your hair. We talked about it a few weeks ago about how it came to be that we grew your hair out. Share that story with us. I think it's pretty neat.
So it was COVID year and everything was closed down, so I kind of just let my hair grow for a little bit, and it looked terrible. So my mom made me get it cut. So I cut it to even it up a little bit, but after that, it was probably 3 years ago. I just haven't looked back. So whenever I go to colleges and stuff for camps, they remember me from the years before because my hair is longer. So they'll kind of call me out, and it's kind of like a little thing that if people remember me by it, then I guess I have to keep it.
Yeah, it's kind of a calling card for you. Kind of helps you get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's all we have here for our show today. Thank you guys for hanging out. I know it's long days, long week. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us today. So this has been the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet and Dubrook. And thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. We're going to be at Keystone and Union AC Valley next week. I believe it's Tuesday and Friday, but weather permitting, because we already were supposed to come here Tuesday and it got a little bit rained out. So we'll see you next week.
Protect your home or business from all those sneaky pests. Give Hugh Henry's Pest Management a call at 814-316-1875 or check them out online at bugguy.com. Pest Management, where nature and technology meet.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665